Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the Vampire Diaries. This is episode 2 of season 6. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode of this season. It was really interesting. We do have the first 5 seasons uploaded to the channel, and I highly recommend watching the end of season 5, the finale, because if you missed it, then you might not understand a few things that are going on in this season so far. Now, people are dealing with grief differently, aren't they? From what we seen last episode, everybody's doing it and dealing it in their own way. So Elena, you know, she's trying to hold on to Damon. She's seeing him, she's talking to him, she needs him around, but she's becoming addicted. It's kind of like a drug. She needs it. She's constantly yearning for it, you know. She's asking for him all the time. You owe me this, you owe me that. He's the reason you've gone. And he gave a good say. Mate, I thought was best to save my sister, you know. She was going through a lot of pain, she was struggling, and I deemed it as the best thing to do. To be honest, I think that's quite good because it sticks true to what everybody does in this show, and they do things that save their loved ones. So sadly for us, you know, we lost Damon and Bonnie, but he stayed true to how the show goes, so I can't really blame him for that, even though it is his fault. Like I said, Elena's spiraling. She's needing these herbs so she can speak to Damon. Caroline was saying to her mum, she doesn't understand what's going on. When Bonnie died, she had to endure like 5 months or whatever of her crying consistently, a breakdown, and Damon, nothing, you know. It's like he's not even gone. Well, we found out that he's not even gone because she's speaking to him. What we also found out is that Mystic Falls is like a no magic zone now, so no witches can do powers, no vampires can go in and do all their magic-y stuff. I'm not sure if the wolves are can go in there because we haven't seen any, because Tyler is technically not a wolf now. You know, he's got the gene inside of him, but he's back to a human. So I'm assuming that if he did transition over to be a wolf, then he wouldn't be able to, because of obviously the spell that the Travellers put over Mystic Falls. It's a kind of safe zone now, lucky for them. Caroline was stood on the edge. She went to give her mum like a basket. Her hand was burning. Interesting stuff, you know, how she's working on a way to break it. She's reading loads of books that Alaric is giving her. That's right, Alaric is back. Get in there, my son. And he's a vampire, mate. Who would have thought that? It's literally crazy. Like I said, I didn't know that he was a vampire. I don't know if I missed that somewhere, but I'm so happy he's back. He's drinking blood now. I love the fact that he was teaching in the class, because he's teaching at the university that Elena's studying, and he turned around to the blackboard and he was speaking to Elena. Obviously, while no one could hear it. That was absolutely sick. I loved it. And it seems like he transitioned into a vampire using some of the blood of the originals or something like that, so he can compel other vampires now. It's mental. Honestly, I think that is so good. And Alaric's such a perfect character to give it to. I'm loving it. Let's hope he stays in until the end now. I know we've had the absence of 2 seasons, but every time he's been in, he's been fantastic. And you know, he's going to be a good introduction now, back in, fresh character. It feels like he's got a fresh trim, he's got a new powers, and he's just going to be totally different to what we've seen him. Because you think when he was first introduced, yeah, he was a vampire hunter, not technically like Jez, but he was just doing it out of his own free will, you know, he wanted to take him out. But now he's a vampire himself. It's mad. And he was saying to Elena he didn't actually like it, and Elena was saying she didn't like it as well until she found out the benefits of it, which was loving somebody for the rest of your life. But now obviously Damon's gone, and all she's got is a big massive hole in her chest, and she's going to have to suffer for eternity. Deep, that, really deep. But Jeremy, he's spiraling as well. He's drinking, he's sleeping with girls, even though that sounds pretty good, to be honest, but but not in the good way. He's literally off his rocker, isn't he? He's just sitting there eating pizza, playing games. Do you know what? It sounds like a midsummer, actually, I'm not gonna lie. But he is spiraling. Matt's trying to take care of him, and it's not going well. Matt seems to be like the only sane person here. He's literally joined like this little protection squad force town thingy-majig, where they're like trying to fight off any crime, even though the only crime they're going to get is human stuff, because there's going to be no spells going in there, like we said, because it's a restricted zone now, which is interesting. Because Elena, she's, like I said, when she's spiraling, she's been feeding on people on the outside of the border, and this girl managed to run into Mystic Falls, and they couldn't go and get her. Luckily, Matt was there. He grabbed her. Sheriff Forbes come. They swiftly put her away into a car and drove her away, so nobody else could see it. But everybody was looking like, that was a bit weird. And then obviously at the end, he took her back out of Mystic Falls towards the car. She was saying that she doesn't trust anyone anyway. Matt's kidnapped her. He said, look, I've not kidnapped you. I've been through this before. I've had my neck broken. I've been killed. I've been bit. I know how you're feeling. She went to run away, and boom, Caroline was stood there. And I think that was the last we've seen of her that episode. And then to finish it all off, let's talk about Damon, Stefan, and Bonnie. Stefan, he's left Mystic Falls. It's like he started a new life. He's grieving, isn't it? If you think about it, Stefan was turned to a vampire when he was 17 years old, and he's always had Damon by his side. He forced Damon, technically, to transition over because he couldn't technically live his life without him. He needed somebody there, even though they've got a love-hate relationship and they've spent quite a lot of the life apart while he was in the army and Damon wasn't. You know, these last few years, they've been together, they've lived together, they've bonded, they've come strong, and they literally love each other more than they love anyone else. Even Elena, I think, they love each other more than anyone. Damon sacrificed himself to try and get Stefan back. Obviously, he didn't know he was going to die, but he was willing to do that for his brother. So what a great guy he is. Stefan, he's dealing it in his own way. He's working in a garage now. He's trying to find some information to try and get Damon back. And it looks like he's got a new girlfriend or something, or he's sleeping with somebody just to try and keep his mind off things. But let's hope that she's a new character. Love a new character in there. Bring her in. Let's hope she's got some powers. Let's hope she's like a vampire or a witch that we don't know about. That would be good. But like I said, Caroline, she's persistent. She's calling him. She's trying to check up with him. He broke his phone. You know, he's trying to just, I think, get everything out of his mind because he's lived all his life with Damon. And now, what is it, like 170 years with Damon? And now he's gone, technically. That's what Stefan thinks. But we ended the episode with Damon cooking pancakes, putting a smiley face on it, laying it down on the table, reaching over, getting a paper off Bonnie, mate. It looks like they're having a good time. It looks like a nice little holiday camping trip, mate. You know, like what you do when it's summertime and you got to go to the lake and stay in a little wood cabin. That's literally what they're doing, living in paradise. So I'm interested to see how it goes. You know, it's really good. We started off well. Let's hope we can continue well. And I can't wait to see these new characters coming in. Tyler looks like he's getting a thing with Liv. That'll be interesting. Maybe he's going to try and kill someone so he can get his werewolf gene back, because like he was saying, he had all these powers and now he's got none. He's trying to transition back into a normal human, but he's got loads of rage in him. If you do enjoy it, please smash the like on the button. Really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new fan. And as always, let's jump into today's episode. Four months ago.
I'm not going fast. Where are you going? Hey, I feel a thing. I'm still a vampire. Either I'm a dead vampire or Mystic Falls is no longer magic-free. I definitely blew that up about an hour ago.
Why don't we see any people?
Are we?
Doing an alternate reality?
I don't mean geographically.
That is interesting.
I needed a place to crash. JR said it was cool.
Oh, that's the one that was bit.
Well, it's not yours either. Why would you bring her here? You shouldn't be anywhere near her, dumbass. Not after what happened yesterday.
Not a big deal.
Right. I forgot you don't care about anything.
What are you doing?
I mean, I thought it'd be nice to completely overstay my welcome. I'm gonna go.
No, Ivy, I
No,
was...
Stefan, I get it. I'm super into you. You're intermittently into me.
Look, why don't we have dinner tonight?
Oh, I like that, mate. I do like that. Different pictures of different characters. Look at that, mate, for bookmark.
It's time for me to let go.
You're gonna erase Bonnie from your head, too?
Alaric will compel away any memories and then make me forget that I had him do it.
Stefan was looking for a way to bring Bonnie and Damon back.
I thought he was. I've been feeding him leads for months.
And now you're telling me that this whole time, no one has been doing anything to help Bonnie and Damon?
I wouldn't exactly say no.
Is that Enzo? Right, just before we dive into that, Elena had loads of pictures then, and I would like to ask you a question. Do you guys have pictures in your house of friends, family, just anything? Literally, I have no pictures in the entire house. I think the only picture is this of me when I was about 1, and I don't even know why. That's that. Look at it. It's a train. Oh, a picture of my dog that you can't even see. So I would just like to ask, do you guys have loads of pictures all over the place, or are you literally like me, just boring and have nothing of anyone?
Witches are also monstrously secretive.
Oh, it's got a witch.
There's a coven in Oregon. They found a way to communicate with their ancestors on the other side, and they don't like outsiders. I just wanted you to work for it.
Well, well, well.
Just
That was a
Caroline.
blast from the past. Hello, gorgeous.
hello gorgeous in front of the woman that he's just got half naked kissing. Guy's got confidence, man.
We'll be using a combination of hypnotherapy and memory reprocessing techniques. We're going to be searching through memories that are deeply embedded.
Can't you just compel me to forget everything at once and go get a beer?
I have some questions. Answer them honestly. Do you have doubts about this?
Yes.
Do you trust me? Digging around in your mind.
I trust you completely.
Who was Damon Salvatore?
He was my boyfriend. I loved him, and he died.
And when did you first meet him?
I was in high school.
I'm Elena.
I'm Damon.
There was something different about him. Dangerous, but not in a way that scared me. It was exciting.
And how did he make you feel?
Like anything was possible.
You had a nice moment on the road with a stranger, but that's all he was.
Two people passing in the night.
That'll take forever. Do you not think that'll take forever?
How many more streets are we gonna wander?
How many times are you gonna ask me questions I don't have the answers to?
I literally ask so many
weird
questions
about
when
these
people don't know.
cars.
And that is Elena's not so burnt to a crisp house.
Oh, is this why they've been reading the paper every day?
The date.
1994.
1994.
So the eclipse is happening now. So they've gone back in time. How mad is that? And there's nobody around. And there's got to be a significance to that paper then. Maybe that they every day they live a day, and it's like shit happens. You know, new papers come, but who's delivering them? And it's a new one each time. And they get information from it and trying to piece a puzzle together. That would be quite good, to be honest. I would like to see that.
Tell me about this moment.
If I'm gonna feel guilty about something, I'm gonna feel guilty about this.
I knew that he was in love with me, and even though Stefan and I were on the outs,
He kissed you. You thought it was inappropriate. Who's Damon Salvatore?
he was my boyfriend. I loved him.
I would take a little break, okay?
Practically grew up on this porch.
Size on the
Before
house.
the other side collapsed, my gram said that she made a sacrifice so I could find peace. Clearly isn't peace. Otherwise, I wouldn't be stuck here with you.
Rude.
She loves
must
it.
have, I don't know. If we got here by magic, magic should be able to get us out.
Oh, is she a witch?
Still can't do magic.
Oh, I was getting excited then. How is that somebody's house? Have you seen the size of it, mate? That is massive. Like, literally, my house, right, is tiny compared to American houses. Honestly, it's madness.
You know, what if Damon returns home and everything returns back to normal, and then you're just sitting there all confused?
Say what you need to say. I don't want to pressure you into agreeing.
I was actually just trying to think of what Bonnie would say. She'd say that you should do what's best for you.
For my own survival, I need to let him go. I love you.
I love you too.
I heard you dropped out of school. You'd reconsider. I mean, looks can only get a girl so far these days.
So, did you also make up the Gemini Coven lead too?
No idea. That's not where we're headed.
What? Wait, where are we going?
Hey, ran into some of your friends.
Stefan! You are a hard man to track down. Got any bourbon?
Oh, Caroline, she's not happy. Daggers, mate.
Oh, how do you guys know Stefan?
He and I went to high school together. So how did you meet exactly?
Ivy's car was in the shop.
You work at an auto repair shop?
Why? What did you used to do?
Oh, man of all seasons, jack of all trades. You have a lovely clavicle. Always knows a woman's neck. I'm a neck person.
Oh no. Would you date that?
Hello, I'm right here. Do you believe in the supernatural, Ivy?
Never really thought about it.
And myself, I'm a believer.
Ah, I like Enzo. Look at Damon, mate. He's living his best life.
I didn't know you cooked.
I don't.
I lost her when I was 9, but I went into my house last night. There she was. There was a time when I couldn't practice magic. This grimoire taught me a lot. Maybe I can reteach
Teacher
myself.
again. It's gone dark again. They're not living the same day over and over, are they?
This is May 10th. Same day as yesterday.
We're in hell.
To be honest, it wouldn't be that bad if you had your memory, because it's technically, it doesn't really matter what day you live in, because no one's there. You just let every day's a day, and it's just a number. Just literally, nothing's changing. You're gonna have the same food, meet the same people, Bonnie. That's it. Nothing's gonna get in the way. You can still go out and have fun with nobody, I guess. Have you ever seen the film 50 First Dates? Now that's a good film. She literally wakes up every day thinking it's the same day consistently, and everybody who lives in the area, they just play along with it, don't they? Like, which is pretty good, like, because she's obviously got something wrong with her. But these can just live the day as it is. Doesn't really matter to them what day it is.
Where's Sarah?
Don't know, not her keeper. She's trying to give me purpose.
Why didn't you tell him I was still here?
Didn't feel like it.
5 miles with the group this morning was enough for you?
Trip, hey.
Animal bite. You know where she ended up? I have some deputy buddies over the station. One of them said that the sheriff ran her place and the car came up stolen.
Oh, okay then. Do you know when she come around the corner and said, "Why didn't you tell him I was gone?" And the music went ring. It does that when something like is about to happen, doesn't it? Usually, maybe that was just a sign that she's like a bad omen. She's gonna be, you know. Well, I did say last episode maybe she's gonna be part of the season, but yeah, wonder if she's a baddie.
Stefan was supposed to be my escort, but...
Oh, it was good when he was at the bottom of the stairs. I enjoyed this moment. Look how handsome he looks.
Led me out with the rest of the girls and all their dates, and we danced.
That's when it started for everyone, wasn't it? The Elena moment.
I felt it. How sexy he was. And obviously, I knew that he was attractive, but I didn't want to see him that way.
You went down the stairs and no one was there. Who's Damon Salvatore?
That was good.
He was my boyfriend. I loved him. How much longer is it going to take?
Until we find that signature moment. Okay, your feelings were because of the sire bond. Who is Damon Salvatore?
He was my boyfriend.
That's not it.
Maybe it was when we spent the night at the motel together. I was laying in bed with him.
I'm loving
All I
these
could think about
flashbacks,
was
me.
Kissing him. I wanted to kiss him so badly.
Who's Damon Salvatore?
He was my boyfriend. Stupid idea, okay? I can't do this anymore, all right?
I'll be guessing it. What is the moment? Trying to think. Is she embarrassed of it? Is it a moment when she was with Stefan and then it's happened, it's going to shed her in a bad light? I'm trying to think, what other good moments did we have that he's done? You know, he's... I can't... Oh, I'm so mad that my mind's blank. I hope I find out in this episode. 2 months ago, so they've been there 2 months.
2 months I've done this stupid thing and I still can't figure out 27 across. And I hate pancakes.
No, Bonnie, you don't.
Pancakes?
Can't, man. It's so good.
Not only am I stuck with you, I'm stuck with the useless version of you.
Did you hear that?
We're the only 2 people here. We were the only 2 people here 2 months ago, and we're the only 2 people here now.
I think we're trapped in your hell. I have to spend every day on repeat with the person I like least on this earth. Maybe we're trapped in mine.
This house. When'd you get it?
We met 2 months ago and you already had it.
Lived here for more than 2 months. Everyone thought you were living somewhere else. And your job was supposed to be investigative work.
I'm happy doing what I'm doing now, and that's all that should really matter, right?
There, darling.
Oh my God, Enzo!
What the hell is wrong with you?
Calm down. Come with me. Let's go upstairs.
What kind of coward gives up on his own brother? What are you like?
Oh, why?
Trying to get her to figure out when she first fell in love with Damon, but she can't seem to get there.
She fell in love with Damon when she was still with Stefan.
He'll be up soon, and I really don't feel like another go-around.
Why don't you care? You're the one who always cared. All the crazy in our perfectly messed up lives. You cared more than anyone.
You know, the months before I moved here, I was following every lead that Alark sent my way, and every lead was a dead end.
But Enzo has another lead.
Gemini Coven. Damon and Bonnie are dead. I couldn't just live my old life with my old friends. I couldn't go near Mystic Falls or Elena
Or me. In all those messages that I left you, you couldn't hear that I was completely falling apart without you?
Didn't listen to her.
You never listened to them.
I had to erase everything.
You're a dick.
Oh.
If you want him out of your house, you throw him out yourself.
That's got me like all emotion because like I really enjoy both of them, Caroline and Stefan, and I really want them to be together. Like I was buzzing for it last season, honestly. Towards the back end, I was proper going for it. Now, Caroline, absolutely loving me. She has done my head in a few scenes when she's consistently against Damon just because she was disliked him. So every time he'd done something, she was negative. That annoyed me. But in terms of her character and everything else that she does, she's great. And she shows so much emotion. And I can't blame Stefan for not listening to her calls and stuff because what he just said is he's been to 20 countries to try and find Damon, and he's done everything he possibly can, and it's all been dead ends. So at what point do you stop and say, right, you know, enough's enough? I've stressed myself out. I've gone to the ends of the earth, technically. I've chased down every lead. I've asked every person, every witch, and we can't get anywhere. I'm coming to terms that he's dead, and I can't be around everybody because it's just going to remind me of my brother, remind me of my past, and it's just going to torment me. I totally get it. And then on Caroline's side, it's absolutely brutal, isn't it? You know, she's relying on him. She's there for him. She loves him. She does love him. Like, I don't care what she says. She loves him. She wants him there. She's always relied on him, and he's obviously just blocking her, ignoring her. You know, for her side, it's absolutely brutal as well. So I feel sorry for both of them in different ways.
It's over.
It didn't work because you weren't being honest.
You think I want to talk to you about my romantic life?
You weren't being honest with yourself. I want to hear all the Damon stuff while you were still with Stefan.
I was completely faithful to Stefan.
You don't want to admit it because you feel like you're betraying Stefan, but this won't work until you do. Been lucky enough to love two people this deeply.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's okay.
It's okay to love them both. So Catherine used to say, an evil doppelganger was smarter than me.
It's okay, Elena. You can tell me.
It was my birthday. Damon and I spent the entire summer looking for Stefan. Caroline was throwing this party for me, but I was so sad. I was 2 seconds from deciding that I wasn't gonna go until Damon walked in. Gave me my birthday gift. It was a necklace that Stefan had given me. I'd lost it.
Oh, he went and got it
Damon
from
knew
him.
what the necklace meant to me. Even though he loved me, he gave me the one thing that represented hope for me and his brother.
That's well said, that, innit? Look at his eyes.
The most selfless that he's ever been. For that moment, I loved him. Do it.
I need you to be sure.
Just take it away, please.
Damon never came into the room.
Jeremy. Damon killed Jeremy.
Who is Damon Salvatore?
He's Stefan's brother. He was a
Oh,
monster.
right.
Then he died.
Well, sad, isn't it? When you think about it, it's sad, isn't it? I mean, I love the flashbacks, me. Do you know when you see the scenes? Like, I love it. I would literally have a whole episode of a compilation of a story if they could manage to do that, of a story of everyone, like, and just full of flashbacks. It's so good. You forget all these little moments. Like, I forgot the necklace, but it is, man. That was so selfless what he'd done for her. Like, when did it? Was it? Did Klaus take it off and throw it or something? What happened to it? How did she lose it? And then he went and got it and give it her back. You know, it was something that Stefan gave her, and it represented, you know, his love for her. Yet Damon was the one that actually found it. Oh yeah, it must have well hurt him as well. You could see in his eyes, innit? And you could see in his eyes then in the bedroom when he's picking it up when he was looking at it in present day. Oh, brutal.
Hey.
Hey, you. Put on some party clothes and come to Whitmore.
You sound good. I am good. I really feel like things are taking a turn for the better.
Come and sneak into the dorms and spend the night later, for old time's sake.
She's gonna have a good season, Caroline, isn't she?
I'll be right back.
God, I love Enzo. He's slowly becoming one of my favourites.
At least your friend Caroline seemed nice.
I'm gonna fill this up.
Tommy's gonna go in and kill her. Don't tell me, Enzo.
Let her go.
Oh, he's sick of it.
I've got a girl out there crying over you, and I'm here trying to figure out why, because I can't see what's worth caring about. You know, Damon once told me that he promised you an eternity of misery. Brothers, don't give up. So every time I see you doing anything that looks like you have done so, I will make you pay. I will be the one to bring you the misery you deserve. We're all still Nick people.
Ah, mate, Enzo is Damon 2.0. This is the person that I fucking waited for. It took us 6 seasons to get him, hopefully, in a full season. Oh, I love him. I literally love him. I don't like or dislike him. Again, man, he's like Damon. Damon does shit, and I'm just like, it's bad, but gotta like it though, ain't you? Got to like it. That's literally what I feel every time Damon does something that's bad. I'm like, yeah, it is pretty bad, but did I like it? Yeah, I did. And that's what I get with Enzo every time. Like, that girl didn't deserve to die. It was brutal, right? But who's come out of watching that scene not liking it? I've come out loving it, you know, more than liking it, loving it. I think Enzo's great, me. I love the fact that he said to Stefan, mate, he's your brother. If you're not going to search for him and you're going to settle down and live a happy life, yeah, I'm going to come round and cause misery, you know? I'll give you life, misery for eternity, like Damon said. I'll make sure that you're going to be suffering. If you're not going to search for your brother, I'm going to come round and I'm going to ruin you. I love it, mate. Absolutely great.
Bonnie, leave me a message.
Paid your cell bill again. Your mom said I could. I think she felt sorry for me or something. I am so pissed at you, Bonnie. Told me you were gonna die over the phone. I guess I'll call and yell at you again tomorrow.
I feel sorry for you, Jeremy. I know you're spiraling, but...
Sarah's shady. The plates on her car are stolen.
I stole it from my old boss. He had wandering hands, so I wandered my hands to his car. But my dad, he supposedly lives here.
Say it's Stefan and Damon's. No one's there.
You can't leave. I told Elena that I'd watch out for you.
It's not like she can do anything about it.
She has family here.
That's probably another lie, but I'll look into it.
Jeremy's a good kid.
I grew up with his dad. The family were such big supporters. One of the founding families, actually. Trip fell.
So if you're from a founding family, that means you know all the stuff that goes along with it then, right?
Yo, who's he got tied up in the back of his van? Oh, check this guy. Oh, wow. It's not a cheeky smile, loves it. You know what, he's in, unless he knows about the vampires Elena, Caroline, etc., etc., yeah, Matt is literally flopping into, like, embedding himself in Matt, because Matt's like the middleman. He's literally like the guy. He's the, what would you call it when you put someone inside to infiltrate, like, do you know, like when you put a policeman inside like a gang and he pretends to be one of them and he gets information and comes back. He's like an informant. That's literally what Matt would do. He'll talk to this guy, yeah, and then come over here and tell everybody.
I miss them too, you know.
What about 27 across?
27 across is a rock I am pushing up an endless mountain.
Yellow LEDBETTER. Good work.
I didn't finish this.
Well, neither did I.
There's someone else here.
Nah, you can't be ending the episodes with Bonnie and Damon every time giving us a bit of clues, man. You're gonna actually kill me. Like, I need to know the stuff, man. Like, you talk about cliffhangers, literally leaving me on it every single time. Now, Bonnie did hear somebody, obviously, and how they got in the house? And would you be scared? Like, if you was there and you've been there for 4 months and then you seen, you know, stuff happening that wasn't you, would you be panicking or would you be more intrigued? You know, like, would you be like, yes, let's go and find out someone else is here, or would you be like, oh my god, mate, I better watch me back? Okay, and that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you for clicking on my channel today, really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, because we've had a very interesting start to season 6. You know, we always get these good openers. We ended with Damon and Bonnie there. Somebody is in their universe. They've gone back 20 years, I'm assuming, something like that. That's what he said. Damon said these cars are 20 years old and they look clean, so I'm just going to say it's 20 years, but it's in 1994. It seems to be the same day, May the 10th. They're getting a solar eclipse, solar eclipse of our heart. Hopefully Bonnie and Damon get closer together. That's what I would love. Bonnie said she heard something earlier on in the episode, but it never panned out. She's been stuck on a crossword, like 7 across or something. Never been able to figure it out for 4 months. Somebody's coming at the end. They've wrote it in. It's not Damon. It's not Bonnie. Someone else is there. That's interesting. It's intriguing, mate. Always leaving us on that cliffhanger, you know. Clever stuff. That's what you got to do with a show, haven't you? You got to put a cliffhanger so people tune into the next episode. I like the fact that Damon was looking all free. He was dancing. He had his tunes on, drinking his beer, having a good time. He looked like he was loving life. Another thing that I enjoyed between Bonnie and Damon is the fact that Bonnie at the end there just said to him, look, you know, I missed him as well. And Damon looked at her and he didn't say, yeah, I missed him, but you could just tell by his face. Sometimes, you know, people, like we say, deal with grief in different ways. Me personally, I think I would be like Damon in real life. I don't really cry much or show much emotions, but it doesn't mean that you're not hurting inside. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can have one person there absolutely bawling their eyes out, and then you could have me looking in the state that I am now. In our head, we're both suffering the same. And that is Damon. And if he's missing Stefan or Elena the most, that would be really interesting to find that one out. But we're talking about Elena. She's finally used her memories to get rid of Damon. She went through, was digging down, was getting good flashbacks, was getting loads of different clips of them when they first met, when she first thought she fell in love with him. Let's be honest, when they first met and he was on the road and he thought it was Catherine and he was speaking to her, how cute was that? The conversations that they had, he told her that he wanted her to have the best life that she could possibly have, full of adventure, full of love, full of life, full of excitement, all that stuff. That was great. Then we got a clip where she was walking down the stairs and Damon was at the bottom of it looking up instead of Stefan when he wasn't there. How handsome did he look? How beautiful did she look in that dress? And that was the first time I think Elena was born. They went outside, they'd done a dance. I was all for it. Loved it. Fantastic episode. And then we was also got another flashback of when she finally first fell in love with him. And this was when Damon gave her the necklace that Stefan gave her. She lost it. He went and found it. Although it would have caused him so much pain giving it to her, he still went and found it, still give it to her as a present. And that is the moment that that she fell in love with him. Now, I would like to ask, did you guess that? You know, I was scratching my head the whole time. I was trying to think, trying to pull it out of the bag. I didn't get it. It's like when you're in the moment and you're trying to think, your mind goes blank, doesn't it? So I didn't get it, but I know that some of you guys probably will have. But that is literally a fantastic moment, and I like the fact that we got Damon in present, stood in the room, looking at the mirror, going over, getting a necklace, looking at it. His eyes was all watery as well. He must be missing her. Must be missing the love, the banter, the connection. You know, last season we had back and forth, total relationship vibes. I was getting proper, like, to me, that is the way they ended last season. in terms of like, I can't be around you, I want to be around you, I love you, I can't stand you, I want you, go away, all that. That felt like so real, and how relationships are in real life when people, you know, start conflicting with each other. So I did enjoy it. Stefan's obviously moved on. He's got a new girlfriend. Caroline and Enzo went to see him. I enjoyed their conversations as well. You know, Caroline was stressing, you shouldn't be a mechanic. You should be an investigator. You don't stop investigating until the case is solved. You know, that's that's facts, though, isn't it? It's hilarious when you put it out on the line like that. Enzo is quickly becoming one of my favourite characters, I'm not going to lie. Literally, Damon 2.0, savage mode, do whatever it takes. He threatened Stefan. He said, look, you think that you're going to settle down, yeah, without looking for your brother? No chance. Every time you settle down, I'll come after it. I'll ruin it. Damon once told you that he'll let you, he'll ruin your life for eternity. Well, guess what? I'm going to replace it. Until you go and stop searching for your brother, yeah, you've got to keep doing it. Search for him, search for Damon, try and find whatever it is, go find witches, go speak to people. But if you stop, I'm coming after you, and I'm going to raise havoc and hell on you. Literally, I love it. I'm not going to blame Stefan, though, because Stefan did earlier on explain to Caroline he has searched 20 different countries. He's gone to every single coven. He's gone and spoke to all the witches. He's gone to everywhere he could possibly think to get this information to try and bring Damon back, and he has found zero. So he has concluded that there is no chance he can come back, and he's had to make peace with that. You got to respect it. I understand that it's stressful, but you have to respect that. You know, sometimes you go so far and then that's it. You know, what can you do? Instead of sitting there pulling your hair out, if he sits there every day thinking about it, he could be miserable forever. But technically, he has forever. So he has literally, like Elijah says in the originals with Klaus, he's got eternity to do right by his brother. What is his purpose if he's not there to improve him? You know, he's literally got eternity to do it. So that if you flip it in the Vampire Diaries, Stefan, yeah, he has got eternity to find Damon. So he should never stop. He should always be carrying on. It was well sad, wasn't it, the conversation that he had with Caroline? Let's be honest. She was talking about how much that she was on the phone to him, all the problems, all the grieving. Could he not tell how much she missed him? I didn't read it. I didn't listen to it. You know, I had to cut everything, cut ties, forget everybody in my past. It's brutal, but I get both sides of the story, so I can't slag any of them off. But like I said, what I do like though is the fact that she was in the car crying, and Enzo got in. He seen her crying, and he was like, "No chance, mate." He went straight in, rectified it. Stefan's girlfriend, whatever her name was, it is pretty tight. She's died, but I'll take a few casualties for a good scene. Me, I love it. And then let's finish off with what did the guy say that he was called? Trip Fell. I can't remember his first name, but I think he said he was called Trip Fell, his nickname, so let's go with that. Mate, he's getting vampires. He's locking him in his car and driving him into Mystic Falls. Literally, Mystic Falls now is a sick place to come and kill all the vampires if you was a hunter, wouldn't it? You can literally get them, just drag them in, boom, donezo, mate, you're burning. He's got some van, all metal inside, opens it up, bright light, shines, all burn. Like I said though, he's trusting Matt, or well, not trusting Matt, but he's kind of getting into like a little relationship with Matt, like they're confiding in each other. But I want to know if he knows that Matt knows all these vampires, because like I said, Matt can be like the informant. You can get information off him, go to this side, boom, 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 pass it to them, you know. So he's dabbling in with the wrong people, but it is interesting that he's still carrying out the council's work without the council being around. So I think we've got loads of good storylines going, me. Literally, we're only in episode 2, and there's lots of things to go at. We've got the Damon and Bonner, got the Alaric compelling Elena for getting Damon. We've got Caroline, she's worried about Stefan, she's gutted. We've got Enzo coming after Stefan, killing his girlfriend, saying you better find Damon. And then obviously you got the Damon and Bonner, I don't know if I said that, but there's loads of stuff going on, really exciting. And that Trip Fell, killing vampires. So I think this has been a good start, and I'm excited to see more. So thanks for clicking on my video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like on the button. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Thanks for clicking on my video. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.